Will the graduates please remain standing, and will our guests please rise as Ames alumnus instructor Deanne Duran performs the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. Good afternoon, guests and honored graduates. Welcome to the Fall 2022 commencement ceremony for Ames Community College, our 56th graduation ceremony. I am Crystal Bruman Alvarado, a member of the class of 2022, and I have the honor of being your MC for tonight. As your MC, I am going to briefly move into flight attendant mode to ensure that whether you are here in the Miller Auditorium or upstairs in the ballrooms where we are live streaming right now, you are aware of the exit doors either behind you or to the side of you. We will skip the talk about oxygen masks or flotation devices. And sorry, no peanuts or ice drinks. Tonight, we are doing something much more fun than all that. I would like to welcome students and their families. Thank you for joining us. I would also like to recognize some special groups of people here today. Would all of the Ames employees, faculty, staff, and administrators in the auditorium or ballrooms please stand or raise your hand to be recognized? Thank you. Would all of our community members, donors, elected officials, alums, and friends of Ames Community College in the auditorium or ballrooms please stand or raise your hand to be recognized? Thank you. Next, I will introduce our dignitaries sitting on stage. Please stand when your name is read. Audience, please hold your applause until the end. The Board of Trustees, Lyle Auxiger, Board Chair. Mark Hout, Treasurer. Dr. Jean O'Hara, Secretary. Marilyn Schock, Board Member. And Heidi Wendell, Board Member. Foundation Board President Diane Holmberg. Commencement Speaker Patience Cruz. Name Reader Azanet Rodriguez. Administrator Dr. Russ Rothamer, Executive Vice President. And finally, the President of Ames Community College, whom you will hear from shortly, Dr. Leah Bornstein. Leading our processional today and carrying the college mace, which symbolizes the establishment of our institution in 1967 and represents the academic mission of excellence that is embraced by all faculty, are Grand Marshals Mumita Roy, Instructor of Economics, and 2022 Dean-selected Full-Time Faculty of the Year, and Jackie McGuire, Assistant Instructor, Nurse Aide, and 2022 Dean-selected Part-Time Faculty of the Year. Thank you. I will now welcome the President of Ames Community College, Dr. Leah L. Bornstein, to the podium. Dr. Bornstein originally hails from New England, where she received her Associate and Bachelor's of Arts degrees from Bradford College in Massachusetts, and her Master of Education from University of Vermont. She received her doctorate in Communication and Higher Education Leadership from the University of Denver. Her career and passion for travel have taken her more than 45 countries globally. Please join me in welcoming the 6th President of Ames Community College, Dr. Leah Bornstein.
Good evening. Whoops, I think that was a little loud. Before I begin formal remarks, I'd like to reintroduce you to Crystal, who was far too modest on her introduction. Crystal Berumen Alvarado was born in Mexico in a little town called Rodeo Durango. She moved back and forth between Mexico and Greeley twice in her childhood, establishing a strong connection to her roots and native language, and then graduating in 2015 from high school in Greeley. Crystal struggled through her first attempt at higher education and eventually decided to take time off to travel and enjoy what life had to offer. One day, a friend told her to enroll at Ames to take some classes just for fun, so she did. Here at Ames, Crystal found her home and her passion. She majored in business administration with an emphasis in accounting and hopes to one day work the financial department at a large company such as JBS, or maybe even the Denver Nuggets. She also hopes to inspire younger women pursuing careers in business but feel intimidated about doing so, so she wants to be there for them. During her time at Ames, she got very involved. She's the financial officer of 2 honor societies, the English Honor Society and Phi Theta Kappa, as well as the treasurer of the League of United Latin American Citizens. She has contributed significantly to making Ames a safe, welcoming, and inclusive place through her work as a peer specialist in the Center for Diversity and Inclusion and service on the college-wide Hispanic Serving Institution Implementation Team. Today, Crystal is graduating summa cum laude with her Associate of Arts degree in business. Crystal's next step in pursuing her career goals, she will be transferring to CU Boulder in the fall of 2023 to pursue her bachelor's and her master's degrees in business administration. Between now and then, she plans to indulge in the stack of 20 books that have been waiting for her. She also wants to travel and experience new cultures and new foods. Crystal, thank you for serving as our MC this evening. 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . It's wonderful to be here tonight to celebrate the Ames Community College class of 2022. This is our first fall semester commencement at Ames, at least in a very, very long time, which is also so exciting. All of you are helping us usher in this new tradition for the college. I'd like to share a little bit about our graduates this semester. We have 150 graduates participating in tonight's commencement. Approximately 450 total students are graduating this semester, and we are awarding 675 credentials, as some students are earning multiple degrees and/or certificates. We have one student who's graduating from the Early College Academy this semester with a high school diploma and an associate's degree. Way to go, Edith. And as a testament to the importance of education, no matter what stage of life we are in, our graduates range in age from 16 years old to 71 years old. Let's give all of our grads a huge round of applause. It's traditions like commencement that mark important milestones in our life stories. They serve as memorable points in time to celebrate where we've been and where we're headed. They are moments of transition and transformation. In literature and in movies, you'll often see stories of a hero enduring some kind of challenge and then changing because of the experience, and it's no different in real life. You are the hero of your story. Graduates, you've risen to the challenge set before you to learn and grow, to boost your skills and knowledge for the betterment of your own life, for those you love, and the world around you. You have overcome many obstacles to get to this point in your story. You've juggled your education with personal commitments, poured countless hours of studying, writing, and practicing, stepped out of your comfort zone to try something you've never tried before. You've pushed through to complete your courses, some subjects that you loved, some that, well, maybe may not have come as easily. But you persevered, and no good story would be complete without a supporting cast of characters. During your time at Ames, you interacted with many different people and forged many different kinds of relationships: mentors, friends, helping hands. Some supported you, some challenged you, some brought smiles and laughter, but they all taught you something important. Your educational and personal experiences and the people you met here have helped shape you. The ways you challenged yourself, the things you have learned during your time here have transformed you. Think back for a moment about where you were in life when you first decided to come to Ames. And think of where you are now. You've grown wiser, become more experienced. You've developed specialized knowledge and honed skills that will carry you through the rest of your life. You've learned things you didn't even know you needed to know when you first started. Your time at Ames may be coming to a close, but it will always be part of your story. We are honored to have been at least one chapter. I want to remind you that we will be here for you well after you venture out on your next endeavors. And as you add new chapters to your story, we would love to hear about them, because just as Ames is a part of your story, you are part of the Ames story. On behalf of all of us at Ames, the Ames Board of Trustees, administrators, faculty, and staff, I'd like to express how very proud we are of you today. Congratulations. Not quite yet. I now have the honor of presenting the Fall 2022 President's Medallion. The President's Medallion is a discretionary award and so named because it is a smaller replica of the medallion that the Ames Community College president wears in formal ceremonies, which is actually the seal of the college. The President's Medallion is the highest student honor, which recognizes a graduate who has made outstanding contributions to Ames, exhibited exemplary leadership, achieved outstanding scholarship, and has had a significant impact on those around them through service and as a role model. The recipient name or names have remained a surprise until now. And we actually have 2 recipients this year, and I have to find that in my pocket. Hold on one second. Literally no one knows but me right now. So, first, would Crystal Baruman Alvarado please join me at the podium? You have already heard much about Crystal. However, allow me to offer some quotes from a conversation we recently had. Quote, "When I decided to make a life change, I fully committed to Ames. I wanted to be all in. I tried to take advantage of everything Ames had to offer, TRIO, PERC, CDI, Pantry, etc. I attended and participated in everything. Some days I was on campus from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. just because there was so much to do. Some of the time the activities were out of my comfort zone, but I did them anyway. I love getting to know people and chit-chatting, especially at Ames. There is so much diversity. Ames has been very heartwarming for me." End of quote. Congratulations, Crystal. I don't know if I can get this over your head. Would you like me to? But wait, there's more. The second recipient you'll learn more about in a moment, so I will share parts of a recent conversation with her. Would Patience Cruz please join me at the podium? Quote, "I am a lifelong passionate learner and a single mother of 3 boys. When I decided to come back to school, I chose Ames. I learned about Ames to UNC, and as I started, I learned about more and more opportunities. I joined Phi Theta Kappa, and as I continued to dig in, I got more invested and involved, and more doors opened. My passion is teaching. It is magical watching children's brains flourish, to see their stepping stones of growth, and I want to have a positive impact. At Ames, I found solace with like-minded individuals in a place I could be me. I'm continuing down the road toward the person I want to be, and I have Ames to thank for that." Congratulations. I don't know if I can put it on your head or not. Okay, do you want me to try over? Okay. I think I'll just hand it to you. Yeah, well, I didn't want to knock off her hat. Okay. So, Crystal, I think you're up.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker this evening, Patience Cruz. You will soon hear the story of Patience's journey here at Ames, a journey emblematic of our college tagline, "All In." Without spoiling her speech, I will share that Patience is graduating today as a member of TRIO and the Ames to UNC program. She will transition to UNC next spring before pursuing a career as a teacher, ideally for 2nd or 3rd grade. During her time at Ames, she has served as an officer of several student organizations. Today, she is graduating magna cum laude with her Associate of Arts and recently recognized as one of the Ames Community College's 2022 Distinguished Scholar Emerging Leader awardees. Please join me in welcoming our student commencement speaker, Patience Cruz.
Whew, that got my heart pumping more than the anticipation of coming out here. Thank you, Crystal. And I'd also like to thank the students, teachers, and staff, and family members that made this achievement possible for all of us tonight. When I started to write this speech, I didn't know where to begin or what to speak about. I decided to pull upon my knowledge of famous commencement speeches in the past, but I quickly realized that I'm not Michael Keaton, so I can't really say, "I'm Batman." And I'm not a famous admiral, so having a chaotic mom like me tell you to make your bed would probably just give you flashbacks to your childhood. So I started to wonder, why was I doing this? What made me qualified to stand before you all today? And I realized I'm really not any more qualified than any of you. But that doesn't mean I'm not worthy. American playwright Lee Blessing wrote, "The secret of flight lies in the belief that we are worthy of flying." And I'm certain that if any of you here today shared your story, we would discover that you are also worthy of flight. Receiving this diploma is a great achievement that we all worked so hard for. We need to recognize our accomplishments and build upon them. Too often we second guess ourselves and stifle our own potential, forgetting our worth. For many of you who don't know me, I'll share a little bit of my story. As it was a little bit shared earlier, I'm a single mother of 3 glorious boys who are my driving force. I'm striving to become an elementary teacher in time to teach at the same school that they attend. I'm obviously a non-traditional student, and I started my journey here at Ames with a strict set of goals for myself. I needed to graduate within 2 years. I needed to dig into what Ames has to offer because it really does take a tribe to help one person succeed. And I needed to receive an invitation to Phi Theta Kappa, Ames's honor society, not only for the transfer scholarships that they offer, but also to prove to myself that I was worthy. Have you ever felt that despite your accomplishments, you don't really deserve them? I would wager that most of you have. There's this phenomenon called imposter syndrome, which is a physiological occurrence where someone has a persistent internalized fear that they would be exposed as frauds despite their knowledge, skills, or accomplishments. Oftentimes, the person may feel that they are deceiving those around them by tricking them into believing that they are more knowledgeable or skilled than they actually are, even when their accolades are warranted. Most of us know famous people who have suffered from imposter syndrome. Tom Hanks, Lady Gaga, Maya Angelou, and even Albert Einstein said that he felt like an involuntary swindler. Hearing those names and learning of those talented people resonates within me. Back to those goals that I had set for myself. They were created before I even started classes here. So once I actually began my classes in the spring of 2021, I was jolted by the reality of the hardships of juggling my school, my boys' school, their individual extracurricular activities, work, and whatever else I could squeeze in. Fast forward to now, and I don't know how I got here. I'm graduating at my 2-year goal. I had great support from my family, the professors here at Ames, the staff here at Ames. I am a frequent flyer of Artie's Pantry and the sale office. I am in TRIO and the Ames to UNC program. I am an Ames call center representative, a member of the National Society for Leadership and Success, the former president of the Future Educator Club, president of Sigma Kappa Delta, the Honor Society, the English Honor Society here, and I am president of Phi Theta Kappa. Despite those things and being here tonight, I too feel like an involuntary swindler. I can imagine if any of you graduating here were to share your story, we might find out feelings of the same. How often were you your own worst critic when you were editing a paper or trying to share information for a group project? Maybe you were afraid to raise your hand and speak up when you knew the answer. Maybe you had to venture outside your comfort zone and put forth the effort day after day to achieve your goals. Maybe some classes were easy, and maybe some you barely got by the skin of your teeth. Despite the fact that imposter syndrome is very real and people feel it all the time, I am here telling you that you are no imposter. We are not imposters. We are worthy of these caps and gowns. We earned every strand on these tassels. Let us not let this unwarranted fear of being discovered as frauds stop us from achieving our goals. I will go on to my next adventure, and I will do the same thing that I did my first day here at Ames. Remembering the words of Lee Blessing, I will take that leap, and I will believe that I am worthy of flight. And I hope you do too. I hope you fly. Good night.
Thank you, Patience. What a wonderful speech. Today, you will notice many of the graduates wearing red, white, and blue cords. These are graduates who are U.S. military veterans. With those wearing red, white, and blue cords, please stand or raise your hand to be recognized. Thank you for your service. You will also notice graduates wearing tassels, cords, stoles, and medallions representing Phi Theta Kappa, the two-year college academic honor society, the National Society for Leadership and Success, the English Honor Society, the Veterans National Honor Society Salute, and High Academic Achievement. Will members wearing these honors please stand or raise your hand to be recognized? Thank you. Would Dr. Bornstein please return to the podium?
Now we move to the portion of the ceremony dedicated to the conferring of degrees. As you may know, Ames Community College is governed by an elected 5-member board of trustees. All degree and certificate programs are approved by the Colorado State Board for Community Colleges and Occupational Education and the Colorado Commission on Higher Education. Chair Oxiger, would you please come forward to deliver the authorization?
Thank you, Dr. Bornstein. By the authority vested in the Board of Trustees for Ames Community College, and as the representative of that board, I hereby authorize you, Dr. Leah L. Bornstein, to confer on these graduates the appropriate degrees and certificates as recommended by the faculty at Ames Community College.
The following students have successfully completed the requirements for an Associates of Arts degree, Associates of Applied Science degree, Associates of Science degree, Associates of General Studies degree, or program certificate. As we read your name, please come forward to receive your degree or certificate. As we announce the names of the graduates and the degrees and certificates they are receiving, we will also recognize those that qualify for honors. Cristal Beramun Alvarado, summa cum laude. Patient Cruz, magna cum laude. Austin Michael Lee Lever, magna cum laude. Veronica Marie Lopez. Shantae Lorraine Medina. Dryden Drake Evans, cum laude honors. Arnulfo Quiroz, cum laude. Leo E. Robles, magna cum laude. Oscar Mendez Fierro, magna cum laude honors. Lisbeth Rodriguez Olivan. Michelle Salazar. Victoria Alexis Viluet. Esmeralda Acosta. Daisy Piña Garcia. Heina Rianne Martinez. Amanda Linnea Gell. Cassandra Alisa Fernandez. Skylar Avers. Stephanie Marie Salazar. Patricia Priscilla Guevara. Edith Valles. Michael Gerard Gilly. Summa cum laude, high honors. Lauren Nicole Corbier. Bella Marie Lopez. Elora Anne Marie Bowles. Elizabeth Judith Leos, cum laude honors. Sineth Rhoda Dostos Mappin. Toshia Catherine Martinez. Julianne Alexander Warfield. Alejandra Lorraine Kelly. Caden Lee Carter, honors. Aubrey Cherie Hickman, magna cum laude. Elijah Zudin Fass, magna cum laude honors. Devin Grundy, cum laude. Janet Guadalupe López Gallegos. Maribel Alejandra Mesa. Joshua Fernando Molina. Josiah Isaiah Alires. Sarah Follett, cum laude. Modesta Araceli Rocha Olivas, magna cum laude. Sonia Yvonne Hartwell. Sarah Stephanie Rizzo, magna cum laude honors. Liam O. Murad, magna cum laude. Sumaya Mohammed Abdi. Robert Dwayne Mayrice. Eddie Ortega. Christina Louise Andrews, summa cum laude, high honors. Noah Stewart, summa cum laude, high honors. Marisa Cerna. Charlotte Marie Engelhardt, cum laude, honors. Bella Paige Talarico. Danielle Robin Wilson, honors. Angela Marie Munoz, summa cum laude, high honors. Portia McDougall. Jean Vasquez, magna cum laude, high honors. Clarice Nicole Lee, cum laude. Andrew Trepti Chapman. Carl David Waldeck, magna cum laude. Flor Ana María Hernández Santa Cruz, cum laude. Cynthia Areli Soto, honors. Juan Irving Soto. Rebecca Yaritza Barestegui. Sonia Janire Billings, summa cum laude. Camille Lacey Howell. Kathy Schmug. Rachel Lee Henry, summa cum laude, high honors. Teresa Malindor. Kaylee Hurd, cum laude, honors. Devin Justin Leaf. Morgan Rose Coulter, magna cum laude. Kelly Marie and Eagle, magna cum laude. Michaela Rose DiPentino. Gabriel Inocente Medina. Donesiet Moise Rog Kasi Jagade. Arnold Camus Akili. Paloma Raya. Gloria M. Salas Osuna. Ashley Johanna Camacho Casas. Amanda Smith, cum laude. Sierra Marie Seibel. Cristina Rodriguez, magna cum laude. Mirna Jonathan Ortiz, cum laude. Devin N. Goes, magna cum laude. Aaron Hope Johnson. Brady John Dragmeyer. It's all right. Ryan G. Roby. Betsy Lisette Sanchez Valdez. Ryan Aragones. Gerardo N. Mendoza Perez. Hillary Nelson, magna cum laude. Sarah N. Kilchick, magna cum laude, honors. Brian Joseph Canmore, magna cum laude.
we'll wait just a moment till everyone approaches their seat. I'll speak slowly. By the authority granted to me by the State of Colorado and the Board of Trustees of Ames Community College, I hereby confer upon you all the rights and privileges associated with your earned degree or certificate. All right, drum roll please. As is the tradition, there we go, perfect. Please move your tassels from the right side of your cap to the left, signifying your academic rite of passage. Woo! Congratulations.
Please join me in welcoming the president of the Ames Community College Foundation, Diane Holmberg, who would like to congratulate us on our success.
Another commencement. Stories to be shared. It is truly an honor to be a part of the Fall 2022 commencement celebration. On behalf of the Ames Foundation Board and the staff, I congratulate each one of you. The Ames College Foundation and its generous donors have supported you in the attainment of your goals and the development of your stories. You have achieved some of those goals as evidenced by the diplomas and certificates you have received today. Humans have communicated since the beginning of time by telling stories before they learned to read and write. So what is a story? A story is one of the most powerful ways to communicate a message effectively. Stories build connections. A story could be an account of facts, a falsehood, a legend, gossip, hearsay, or a person's chronicle, a journal of daily happenings. A story gives us an opportunity to learn from another's experience. The rest of the story was a Monday through Friday radio program originally hosted by Paul Harvey. There may be some of you in the audience who might remember him. It began as a part of his newscasts during World War II, then premiered as its own series in 1976. The rest of the story consisted of stories presented as little-known or forgotten facts on a variety of subjects, with some key element of the story held back until the end. The broadcasts always concluded with a variation of the tagline, "And now you know the rest of the story." As you continue writing your story, remember the many individuals at Ames who have contributed. Maybe someone helped you write a chapter, edited paragraphs, or lent a hand with illustrations. Everyone has a story to tell, but you are the only person who can tell your story. Like the signs that can be found on the streets of Greeley, Greeley, a story best lived in. Your story is one that is best lived in. Today, as a graduate, a part of your story is about being Ames alumni. As alumni, get involved. Attend alumni activities. Volunteer by serving on advisory boards. Provide educational opportunities for Ames students. Assist Ames students financially through scholarships. And inspire others to attend Ames Community College by sharing your story. An excellent book takes about 3 or 4 years to finish. When it comes to your story, it takes a lifetime. It will take time, patience, and commitment, but definitely worth it. Again, congratulations. And now for the rest of your story.
Thank you, Ms. Holmberg. The focus of our ceremony has been to celebrate the successes of Ames Community College's newest alumni, us. Let us now recognize those who have generously given so much help and support. We know how critical it is to have the unconditional encouragement of our families, friends, classmates, spouses, partners, and coworkers, and how these individuals have helped to make our achievements possible. New alums, please join me in recognizing our loved ones. Before we close, I would like to express our thanks to all the staff and faculty members who have worked hard to make this special occasion for all of us. And a very special thank you to our speakers. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and words of inspiration. I would also like to recognize and thank our interpreters for today's ceremony. I am happy to announce that this year's commencement ceremony is streaming live right now on our website. In addition, the ceremony will be available on our college YouTube channel within a week. This is a great opportunity for us to see ourselves, as well as share with our family and friends who were unable to attend today. Families and friends, please stay seated while graduates leave the auditorium, and then meet your graduate in the lobby area outside of the auditorium after the recessional. Graduates, you will be ushered out by row when called. This concludes our Fall 2022 commencement ceremony. Please drive safe, and again, thank you for coming.